Well, anyway, so she calls out of nowhere, and he says that he finds it funny because she had never kept in contact with him at all. But you're there in the middle of a personal moment between yourselves, and the phone rings. And I don't know why, but he answers as if, perhaps to taunt you. I mean, I hadn't even thought of it at the time, and it's offensive. But her likeness is just, he shows you the picture, and maybe that's one of those things that they do, is just to make sure you have an image of her. And she looks a little bit like you. I mean, you can almost see your presence that and you're realizing, my goodness, that was infringing upon my life at some point, and it isn't very pleasant. It's not a pleasant. You don't know why he would like her. It's like, when you're the real deal, and that's the clone of it, or the knockoff. And so you don't say anything because you wouldn't demean him in that way at that point in time. You're together, that's fine. But it's just like, those movies with Wayne's World, where that girl just keeps chasing him and falling off her bike, and she just won't give up. Like, again, moving to where he is, or forcing him somehow, conniving for him to be where she is. And he shows the face of her, and maybe it is that girl, or maybe it's somebody else at her face, but that face just starts appearing everywhere. When everything goes wrong, everybody seems to take on the name of that person's persona, and say it was someone else had inflicted that person, and went back at them, and let it be their blame all through history, or the blame of 2 or 3 other people. But not saying it because you don't want to hurt. You can't get rid of it, because it really is only specific to each family, with probably 3 or 4 names. And you'd have to prove the legitimacy of those people in the first place, that they weren't put here to do it. And really, who would be gutsy enough, especially even if they felt it, whether they had infringed themselves upon someone or been put there by mistake, who would be gutsy enough to just call right out, knowing that somebody else was doing it, pretty much tell them to stop being intimate, kissing or whatnot? But who would be so brazen without explaining that they were feeling hurt? Because obviously they weren't feeling hurt. They had control of somebody, and now they were being made to lose control, or to be put in a situation that they wouldn't have been put in.